ESPN's Wallace Matthews at Yankee Stadium getting ready for the Yankees hosting the Astros tonight. He's extremely busy and for some reason is kind enough to hang out with us, which is much appreciated. I almost died there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I was ready to Heimlich or something.
Wally, my saliva almost killed me, but I'm here to still bother you, Wally.
People drool when I come on, I know.
That's right. I just get so excited when you come on. Wally, when we look at the lineup, or the roster, I should say, for the Yankees tonight, they have 3 catchers and 9 pitchers. What kind of dynamic should we expect from that roster?
A lot of pitching changes. How about that? You want some news? No Ellsbury tonight.
Yeah, I see this.
Yeah, it's Gardner, Young, Beltran, A-Rod, McCann, Headley, Bird, Refsnyder, and Gregorius. So, I mean, there's been a lot of speculation about which lefties would sit tonight against Keuchel. A lot of people thought it might be McCann, it might be Gardner. Obviously, you know, Girardi had to find a way to work Chris Young in because he's good against lefties and he's good against Keuchel. But I think the surprise here is, you know, the $153 million center fielder is not playing in the most important game of the year.
That is very shocking. And again, Brian McCann makes the roster. Are you at all shocked by that with all the talk of John Ryan Murphy possibly taking his spot?
Not at all. Not at all. Because, I mean, I think when you have a one-game season, which is what they have tonight, you better go with your best guys because you're asking for all kinds of second guesses if you lose with what looks like a B or C team lineup, which is what we saw in the doubleheader on Saturday. People were aghast, you know, at the 2 watered-down lineups that Girardi decided to go with instead of just going with one A-team lineup in the first game, trying to get it out of the way. He didn't do that. I thought for sure he would go with all his number 1 guys tonight. And honestly, I'm surprised that Ellsbury's not playing.
Wally, you mentioned the bullpen needs to be ready. Masahiro Tanaka has struggled the most in his first 15 pitches. What's the expectations that he might struggle at the beginning and be out of there before he's even out of the first?
Well, I don't think anybody expects that, but they're certainly prepared for it. That's why you see guys like Severino on the roster. You know, Severino is really lined up to pitch first game of the ALDS in 2 days, but clearly if Tanaka implodes early, you might see him right away. I mean, you know, if you don't win tonight, you don't have to worry about who's starting game 1.
Alex Rodriguez, you know, going public and saying this is the first time as a Yankee they've been an underdog in this situation. How much motivation is that to the team?
Well, you know, you can take that if you want to. I mean, I really have a tough time swallowing the belief that a $200 million team like the New York Yankees is an underdog in any way, shape, or form. You know, I'm not buying that. If they need to do that to motivate themselves, if they need to say, you know, everyone's against us, and they have said that, which I find kind of laughable as well, you know, so be it, but I'm not going with it.
Wally Matthews of ESPN New York. Wally, do you feel like the Yankees have to hit a home run to win tonight?
Well, not necessarily, but if you look at the statistics, I mean, God, I think they're, if my memory serves correctly, it's 12-31 in games when they don't hit a home run. So, you know, numerically, the stats geeks would tell you, yeah, you hit a home run, you got a much better chance of winning than not, because as we've seen, they have a terrible time scoring any other way.
Dallas Keuchel, a great ground ball pitcher. The Astros and the Yankees shift a lot. Is there any chance we're going to see some bunts like McCann laid down before? Is that being instructed anywhere?
You might. I mean, you know, I think it's a good tactic, but I think the first thing that you said there is the really important thing. Dallas Keuchel, a ground ball pitcher in Yankee Stadium, usually pretty effective, and I think a lot of the questions about whether he'll be effective on 3 days rest really don't apply to a sinker ball pitcher, because a lot of times when we've seen guys like that get hit, the first thing they say is, well, I was too strong and I couldn't get the ball down. Well, I don't think Keuchel will have that excuse tonight. You know, it would seem that, you know, 3 days rest would work just fine for a sinker baller. So, I mean, if he keeps the ball down, he takes away the strongest part of the Yankees game, which is hitting the ball out of the park in a ballpark that was built for them to hit the ball out of. So, you know, I mean, yeah, if they want to bunt, fine, but the problem is you've still got to come up with timely hits and get those guys home.
Wallace Matthews at Yankee Stadium with Armin and Levac 104.5 The Team. Wally, what has the CC News done to this clubhouse?
I couldn't really tell you because it broke yesterday when the clubhouse was closed. I mean, obviously when something like this happens around a team, it may come as a surprise to people who are on the outside, but it doesn't come as a surprise to the guys who are there. I mean, you can't have a drinking problem to the extent that you check yourself into rehab the first day of the playoffs and have nobody know about it. You know, not the people who are near you every single day. Don't forget how much time these guys spend together on airplanes, you know, in the clubhouse, in the hotel. you can't tell me that the Yankees were taken completely by surprise by this. You know, we heard Joe Girardi and Brian Cashman say how shocked they were yesterday. But come on, what was the guy? He was drinking in secret all this time? You know, I'm not buying that either. I'm sure that it's not a big surprise to them. And quite honestly, I don't think CeCe was expected to be a major factor, especially, well, certainly not in this game. But I'm not even sure if he was starting, you know, a game in the ALDS.
Okay.
Wally, when you look at this game tonight, how do you see it playing out?
Well, you know, I hate questions like this because I can't predict what's going to happen. I mean, there's so many random things that can happen in a baseball game. If Tanaka is on, it'll be a close game. I think you have to assume that Keuchel is going to pitch well. So, I mean, it's all up to Tanaka. If he's on, it'll be a close game. It'll be a tight game. I don't think anybody's getting blown out tonight. I think we're looking at a one-run game maybe, and it comes down to the bullpens, at which point, you know, the Yankees are going to hope like hell that Dellin Betances has got his problems behind him. I don't think they have any doubts about Andrew Miller, but clearly Betances has had some problems recently. So, it all comes down to Tanaka, and I cannot see 4 hours into the future.
Well, Wally, I got to tell you, my co-host here, I call him Pinstripe Pants because he's so crazy about the Yankees. And this whole Matt Harvey story being late to the workout today, Levac keeps telling me that the Mets are forcing him out and that Matt Harvey's going to be a future Yankee. So that's what I'm dealing here on the show with today. I just want to let you know.
Everybody's a future Yankee. You should know that.
That's right.
Go.
Future Yankee Matt Harper. I'm sorry, I'm putting him and Harper together
Harper, you better believe it. Dallas Keuchel will be a Yankee someday. They're all coming up. Paul Goldschmidt, they're all coming.
You're damn right. Wallace Matthews of ESPN New York at ESPN NY Yankees on Twitter. Wally, get out of here. I know you got the pregame presser. Thanks so much for your time, man.
Man.
All right. We'll talk to you later.